Who's there when you lose everything and you have no one to turn to? Who helps save hundreds of children from drowning in Broward County? Who teaches thousands of people to be heroes through CPR and first aid training? Don't know? Well, I'll give you a hint. They were honored as the #1 charity in America because 92% of the money they raise goes directly to their programs. Their volunteers outnumber their staff by a ratio of 45 to 1, and they're in your own backyard. Give up? It's the Broward Chapter of the American Red Cross. Surprised? Well, don't feel bad, because over 54% of the population think they're a government agency. Most people associate the American Red Cross with military support or blood donor trucks, but that's only one small portion of what they provide. They do so much more. Through first aid classes, instructors teach the necessary steps to reacting to an injury. Students can learn vital skills on how to treat wounds when precious seconds count.
What keeps me going is the desire and the need to help others as I've been helped over the years. And if I don't give, if I don't share, then what? The Red Cross has the challenge and the responsibility and the wherewithal to educate people.
He's gone. Fuzzy, come on, baby.
Each year, more and more children die due to pool accidents. To combat this growing problem, experienced trainers provide swimming, life-saving, and water safety classes.
It's so gratifying when you can take a person who doesn't know how to swim and they want to do something to help themselves. And so you start working with them, and especially when you're teaching them skills that's going to save their lives. Anytime there's a situation where you need heroes, somebody who can be a role model, someone who could teach you something that you can learn from, and someone who actually can save your life. And that's basically what I'm in the business of doing, is training people to become heroes.
Hospitals can be hectic and sometimes scary places for patients. That's why the American Red Cross and local area hospitals created the volunteer program.
We do a lot of things for the hospital as far as organizing work forms and things like that for doctors. We do stuffing of envelopes and whatever they need us for.
Volunteers assist patients and the hospital personnel with any of the non-medical needs, helping to construct a less stressful and friendlier environment.
I just thought that I had to do something in the community that I live in, and I find it a very rewarding experience to be a volunteer here.
The Red Cross provides hundreds of families with a sense of closure after having found out the fate of their loved ones through the assistance of the Holocaust and War Victims Tracing Service.
It's hard to believe what really happened during World War II. To us, as we were children, it seemed like a fairy story, and this is reality. And to face reality is kind of upsetting.
My parents got out before the Holocaust, but their families were totally annihilated. And I feel that if I can help others to ease their minds and be able to rest at night knowing that their families are no longer around and they rest in peace.
I was, and the rest of my family was interested in finding out what really happened to our father. We never heard of him. I wrote to the Red Cross, and within 6 months, I got the original documents from Brussels, which is unbelievable.
Hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, and fires all equal one thing: grief. Thousands of people each year lose everything except their precious lives due to these natural disasters. The American Red Cross is there to lend a helping hand.
I enjoy helping other people, being part of the relief effort.
Volunteers are ready to respond with medication, food, clothing, and shelter to those who are in dire need.
We were feeding people for weeks on end and providing shelter for them and food, of course, and clothing, and assistance for them to get back on their feet. So it's terribly important because there's really no one else who does what we do.
It's hard to believe this isn't a government agency, but without your help, it's impossible for the Red Cross to survive. They rely on the support of the American people. Help us, help you. Support the Broward County Chapter of the American Red Cross.